Hey guys, it's Monday and welcome back to Casey Rants. Don't you hate when you work for something like really hard and then like somebody just gets it handed to them? Or one time in college I had a lab partner for my Bio 1 class and we had a test. Of course I didn't really study for it, but what would happen was the tests were online, so I would just Google most of the stuff. Anyway, I'm not the only person that's done that. Anyway, so I know I worked really hard for one of my grades. And by that, I mean, obviously what I just said. I kind of cheated a little bit, but we were allowed to use our notes. It was a take-home test. So Google was basically the same thing. It was just easier because then I have to flip through a notebook. Anyway, while I'm incriminating myself. But I guess you take the test up to like 3 times. And I remember I finally took the test and I got like a 92 on it. And I was so happy because I worked on it. And, I felt really good about it because it was, it was a really good grade. I mean, 92 is, and it's like an A here. And my lab partner didn't take the test, told the teacher, and the teacher's like, okay, I'll give you a 70. And I was like, how come I not worked hard, because I don't want to make it seem like I worked hard on it, but how come I had to sit there and actually do work for this test and she just gets it handed to her? And it sucks, because that's how things in life are anyway, because right now I don't have a car, so I've been using my grandfather since he can't drive anymore. And don't mind my hair, it's like crazy. I don't know, I haven't had time to brush it. But it just sucks because I see kids that get their cars handed to them. And before I got rid of my car that I was, my car for financial reasons, I had finished paying it off. I had a brand new 2006, well, it was brand new in 2006, Jeep Wrangler. I paid for almost every payment. My parents probably paid maybe like a year of it together, but I paid the other 4 years all myself. It was very expensive, and starting at 16 years old, it was very hard. And those wine festivals that I do that you might have seen, from, when Prank vs. Prank or Jesse and Gina came, I made lots of money off those wine festivals, and sometimes it was my only income, and all my money went to that car. That car was my baby, and I finished paying off and I sold it. It's a whole long story that I'm not going to get into, but then you see the people who are lucky enough to get things handed to them, and that's fine, because if their parents have worked hard, like if they're doctors or some sort of like business CEO where they actually had to go to school and made money, that's fine. But I hate when people rub it in your face that they have nice things and you can't afford anything and you work your hardest. Like my sister Kim, she works really hard and she can have a nice car, but I watch my Super Sweet 16 and these girls don't even really do anything and they get Range Rovers and BMWs and and it just sucks, because when you work really hard and the financial situation right now in America is not good at all. So when you work really hard for something and then you see somebody get it handed to them, it sucks. But I guess that makes you appreciate what you have in life, because working for things like that actually feels good. When I used to make my car payments and when I used to work a lot and when I used to I felt really good because it gave me a sense of responsibility. When you have some people that just get everything handed to them in life, there's no sense of responsibility. And like I said, if that's how their parents want to raise them, that's fine. But it just, I always want to instill in my children that you can have nice things, but you got to work towards it. Even this girl that I used to work with, her parents were very well off, and her parents drove a Range Rover, and she was working for minimum wage at this restaurant. But even though she was getting a really nice car, her parents still wanted her to put something towards it. So they told her that she had to put the down payment, which they probably put a little more down to it, but I know she had to have like $2,000. But still, that's some sense of responsibility. I want people to remember how hard things are sometimes, but at the same time, the positive thing about working hard towards something is the sense of accomplishment. Just like college. There's some people who are just going to slack off and get by, which is basically me. And then there's people like my sister who are really going to work at it and get good grades. And it's a sense of accomplishment too. I feel very accomplished, even though sometimes I feel like I've hardly done any work for college. This semester has really tested me. It's really given me a taste of what it's going to be like next year when I actually attend a university instead of a community college or just a regular college. It's going to be different, but I'm going to be really happy because it's going to be a lot of hard work, and I need a good work ethic because I'm starting to slack off on my work ethic. So it'll be nice. But, just, I know this is like a weird rant. I'm very tired, so maybe that's why. But I do hate when people get handed things to them. But when you work for something, or if your parents give you something, even if you haven't worked for it, just be thankful. Just be grateful and appreciative of it. Because sometimes you take the little things, for granted. And then one day it all can be gone. And then you'll see how much it really meant. If it's just a car, it's just a house. But sometimes when you work towards those things, it feels really good. And it's a very positive feeling that you get. So stay positive and always work really hard. And as long as you're passionate about what you're doing and you're working very hard, you're going to get a better sense of accomplishment as if you just skimmed by or had things handed to you. So that's my advice and my rant. I love you guys. I can't wait for the end of this week. Some fun things are going to happen. I guess I'll talk about it probably on Wednesday. So I love you guys. Have a great Tuesday, and I'll see you Wednesday. Bye. Stapling your nuts to a chair. Don't you just hate that?